You're there, everything's lined up, you're into it, they are into it, and then nothing, or not enough, or it starts and then fades. And the strange part is this: it doesn't make sense because in your head, you're thinking, I want this. Why is my body, my penis is not following? That's where it gets confusing. Because when something is clearly physical, it's easier to accept. But when everything looks fine on paper and it still doesn't work the way you expect, your mind steps in. You start thinking more, checking more, trying to stay on top of it. And without realizing it, you move further away from the one thing your body actually needs. Let me show you what's really happening in that moment. Because once you see it clearly, this stops feeling random and it starts making sense. If you've been dealing with this more than once and you're not sure what's actually driving it for you, you can use the vitality check quiz down below to get a quick sense of where to put your focus on. You don't need it right now, just know it's there. Now, let's slow this down because what's happening in that moment isn't just physical. It's a pressure, not obvious pressure, not the kind you notice straight away. It's quieter than that. It shows up inside the experience. It sounds like this needs to work, or don't lose it, or even just stay here, stay in control. And the thing is, it doesn't feel like pressure. It feels like focus. Like you're trying to stay present, but you're not actually present anymore. You're managing something, watching something, trying to keep something from slipping. And the moment that shift happens, your body feels it. Because erections don't respond well to control, they respond to ease, to being able to stay in the moment without evaluating it. But now there's something being checked, something being measured, even subtly, and that changes the environment for you completely. From the outside, nothing looks wrong, but internally, everything has shifted. And once that shift happens, your body starts to pull back. Not because something is broken, because it's no longer in the right state. And here's where the loop begins. You notice it, you try to fix it, you focus more, you push a bit harder, and that adds more pressure, which pulls you further away from the state your body actually needs. So it becomes this cycle. You try harder, it responds less. You try harder again. And unless you see that clearly, it just feels like something unpredictable is happening. But it's not unpredictable, there's a pattern to it. You just haven't been shown how to see it yet. Now here's the part that changes everything. Your body isn't confused. It's not malfunctioning. It's doing exactly what it's designed to do. For an erection to happen, your system needs to feel open, relaxed. Not physically safe in the obvious sense, but internally safe from pressure. And the moment you start monitoring yourself, even slightly, your system shifts. You move from experiencing the moment to evaluating the moment. And those two don't work well together because evaluation pulls you out of your body and into your head. Now think about what you're asking your body to do. You're trying to stay aroused while also checking if you are aroused. You're trying to enjoy the moment while also measuring how it's going. That's a conflict, and your body resolves that conflict by stepping back. Not to frustrate you, not to punish you, but because it's not the right state for arousal. That's why everything can look fine on the surface. You're attracted, you want it, nothing is obviously wrong, and yet your body doesn't fully respond. But underneath that, there's just enough tension to shift the system. And the more you understand that, the less personal it feels. It stops being, what's wrong with me, and becomes, what state am I in right now? That shift alone gives you something back because now you're not fighting your body. You're starting to understand it. And once you start understanding it, you begin to notice something deeper. Sometimes it's not just the pressure in the moment. It's what that moment means. At some point, this stops being just about sex. It becomes about what it says about you quietly. If this doesn't work, what does that mean? And this is where things get heavier because now it's not just about the moment. It's about confidence, control, how you see yourself as a man. So when things don't go the way you expect, it doesn't just feel inconvenient. It feels personal. And once something feels personal, there's more at stake. You're not just trying to stay present anymore. You're trying to hold something together. to not lose something, to not let something slip. And the more weight that moment carries, the harder it is for your body to stay relaxed inside it. Because now it's not just intimacy, it's a situation. And that's why trying harder doesn't solve it. Because you're adding more effort to something that actually needs less weight. And once you see that clearly, something shifts. You stop trying to force your body to perform and you start removing what's getting in the way, because that's what this really is. It's not something broken. It's something blocked. Pressure, monitoring, expectation, meaning, all of that builds up around the moment and changes how your body responds. So the solution isn't to force a better erection. It's to take away what's interfering with it. Less checking, less trying to control it, less weight on the outcome, more space, more presence, more room for your body to do what it is already knows how to do. Because erections aren't something you make happen, they're something you allow. And when you shift from forcing to allowing, that loop starts to break. Now, this doesn't mean nothing else matters. Your health still matters. Your lifestyle still matters. Your relationship still matters. But when this layer is understood, everything else starts working better because you're no longer fighting with your system. You're working with it. And that's usually the point when things start to change. Not instantly, but clearly. You stop chasing random fixes. You start seeing patterns. And once you see the pattern, you finally know where to focus. So if this has been happening and has been sitting in the back of your mind, just know this. It's not random. There's a pattern to it. It just hasn't been explained in a way that made sense before. And once you see it, the pressure starts to drop. Not because you are forcing anything to change, but because you're no longer adding to it. And from there, the next question becomes obvious. What actually helps? What supports the body? What reduces the pressure? What improves the whole system instead of just one part? That's exactly what I'll walk you through in the Heart Truth Masterclass. It's a little bit longer session where I break this down properly, how your body, your mind, your relationship all interact. Because if you only focus on one of them, you will keep going in circles. But once you understand how they work together, things become much clearer. If this video helped you see what's really happening, that's the next one to watch. You'll find a link here. Watch that and you will understand this at a completely different level. I'll see you there.